And we're live. We're live. Welcome to the Ricky Remedy live stream every Tuesday and Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm feeling good today. I already got a couple sips in my ear. And yeah, here we are. This is in voice chat being confusing. But yeah, man, here we are, guys. We're back for another week, week 9. We have not stopped. Even though I've had times where I'm like, maybe I won't stream this week. Maybe I won't stream today. We're still at it. We're grinding hard. I'm pretty motivated as of late. And I think it's just because, I'm feeling a little bit of success from my viral video. People are pulling through and hitting me with some follows and liking all my other stuff. So feeling pretty good, man. Feeling good. We're on a pretty good momentum right now. But yeah. Did bring a new first timer though. Hey, shout out to you, man. This is how we grow. We grow slowly but surely. It's by word of mouth and bringing people in. We got Marquez in here. What's up, man? How you doing, bro? What's up, family? But yeah, Ricky Remedy live stream. Here we are. If you aren't aware, we have my website here, which I'm sure you guys are fully aware of. But I just do this, because it's routine. I'm good, bro. I'm honestly doing great. I'm at work watching this. True. Can we get a rare Audemars in the chat? Maybe, man. I don't know. He's a busy guy now. But here's my website. Check out all the music that I've put out in the last year. Get my remedy kit. I'll be probably working on a new remedy kit next year, so look out for that. My Patreon, I will be dropping another pack from last month that I was supposed to post last month, but been just super busy. But I'm gonna post it this weekend. It's gonna be a bunch of cool one shots similar to the first month. And then yeah, I have a lot of stuff to still put up from all the content that I've been posting. So keep on the lookout for that. Lots of cool stuff, and any requests that you might have, like Rare usually does, I'll try my best to put them in there. And then yeah, live stream every Tuesday and Thursday, 4 p.m. Tuesdays we usually just have discussions, and then I'll do a little cook up. And then Thursdays we do feedback and promo. So if you guys have anything, go into where it says right over there, ricky-remedy.com/discord, or you can just go straight to ricky-remedy.com and then click this Discord, which leads me to the next point. Discord, you just go right here. My Discord, usually when I'm streaming, we have voice chat. What up, Super Mr. Plate? I'll switch. Got it. And yeah, so we have the track feedback here. So if you guys ever want stuff to drop here. And last week I had announced something that I want to do. That was kind of like a random idea, but I think I want to move with this. And we got Mom in here. We got Mama Remedy in here, y'all. Yeah, so there's this idea that I had last week that hopefully people will be down for this, and this would be great for the community, the producer community. I think one thing that I want to do is basically make Remedy mix exclusive VIPs of other people's music. Shout out to Super Mr. Plate for the subscription. Much love. Hey Evertone. I know you met everyone, but it happens. But yeah, so I was thinking about doing VIPs exclusive to the Remedy mix of other people's music. I'm not really making necessarily remixes, but I'm kind of just obviously variation production, not really changing too much, but kind of making it remedified, I guess you can say, or rickified. I don't know what word we might want to use for that, but just basically not necessarily remixing it, not really flipping it, but just making small changes for the mix, just because that's something that Floss and RL Grime and Yellow Claw and a lot of those guys would do for their live sets, and they would only play those special VIPs that were made by other people. So yeah, I definitely want to do that. So if you want to be a part of that, you just go to StemShare and you go ahead and if you have stems, or even just like, because that's what I think, that's all I really need is just drums, the lead sounds and synths and whatever other vocal stuff, but that's just about it, you know. And we'll change things around. So music shoutouts, that looks like it's a new channel that have been around. Maybe just change the name of it. Cool. And yeah, we got a lot of cool you know, channels in here, and then we have the voice chat right here. You guys ever want to go in there during the streams? We have commentary by Rare. Yeah, I changed it. Okay, cool. And then yeah, and then services, you know, if you guys need music, if you need anything mixed, holla at your boy. If you guys need beats or know anybody that needs some beats, holla at your boy. And yeah, that's pretty much that's about it. All my social media is down here. Follow me on TikTok because I really need it. I'm getting decent traction on Instagram, but the traction on TikTok has just not been happening, man. I got a little traction yesterday from my post on Twitter, which is very rare. TikTok's, yeah, it's big. It's an L, man. It's an L. I think I just missed the wave. I'll be completely honest. I missed the wave of easily going viral. I really did. I waited it out too long. I messed up on that, man. Anyways, without further ado, here we are. Shout out to everybody that's in here. If you're in here, press the like button on this video. I'm gonna actually start putting YouTube shorts on here too. That I was actually reminded of that the other day. Gonna start posting YouTube shorts. Obviously, I'm doing long form content on here, but it doesn't, you know, I don't see why I can't leave any stones unturned. Definitely got to start doing the short form stuff, and I also got to do some more edited work. But I think just at this current moment, I'm just super busy. Once I get things in order, especially my time management has been kind of off lately. So once I get back on that train, I think we'll be good. But I've been feeling a little motivated lately, so usually, you know, that's how it goes. Raise, what's up? You're but yeah, we're gonna have a nice little discussion today. If you guys haven't already watched my last stream, I was pretty much just discussing the music industry in terms of record labels, and just basically how being independent is not always a beneficial way to go. And I'm sure a lot of you already knew that, but a lot of it is very subjective to the situation that you're in, or the path that you are on or want to be on. So there's no such thing as labels are bad or independent is bad, or independent is good and labels are good. It's just pretty much just all around, and depending on whatever situation you're in. So we talked about that. If you haven't already, you know, if you haven't seen it at all after this stream, go back and watch that one. It's pretty informative. There's definitely some things that I forgot to touch on in that stream, but hey, you know, can't get it all. That's just me being unorganized and not having all my talking points in order, but it's all good. It's all good. But today we're going to speak a little more about the music industry in terms of live shows, performances, and basically how to leverage in that world, you know, because there's ways that you can leverage yourself in the label world, the publishing world, and basically the music side of things. But then there's also the whole other side of the music industry, which is basically show business, and that's a huge second half of your revenue if you're somebody who wants to do that. And I do have a lot of support from people who are also DJs or also live performers, or people who understand the space of show business. So I kind of wanted to give a little bit of actually what I really want to do is give quite a little bit of a Remedy history lesson, and kind of give you guys my come up, and basically and you know, it still applies today in a sense. I wouldn't say it's the path that everybody needs to take, but I kind of just want to give a little Remedy history on how I was on the touring circuit and how I was able to see the world, and how I was able to tour, I think, about 38 states in the country, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, I definitely want to talk a little bit about that, and hopefully inspire people and kind of give people a little bit of insight. So but before I do that, just want to kind of, you know, let people talk a little bit. What's good, chat? Come on, let's get a little talking here. What's up? How was everybody's weekend? We're on Tuesday. I think I had a pretty good weekend, pretty productive. Saw my family, and got some stuff done. I have this awesome breakbeat track that I'm gonna post on my Instagram and TikTok today. I'm sure you guys are gonna love it. Weekend was pretty good. It rained a lot here. Ooh, well, I'm preparing for that right now because we have a hurricane or a tropical storm. I'm not gonna say a hurricane, but we have a tropical storm coming, about to hit Florida, and that's gonna be windy. So we got that coming up. My boy was turned in Miami. I was. I had a good weekend. I saw my boy Zilla, and I was mostly working for Halloween, so I kind of wanted to get my turn up on Saturday. I had a video gig that I had done on Saturday up until I think like maybe 11 p.m. and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go out and see this one DJ who's been asking me to come see him for some time, so I went to go see him, and yeah, I was pretty turned. It was pretty lit. I was on FaceTime, or I'm sorry, I was on Instagram Live / FaceTime with Zay, and everybody saw my litness. But yeah, so let me make sure that my story posted. Okay, cool, it did. And I guess I'll make a quick announcement on my Twitter, which yeah, it did pretty well, man. Got almost 2,000 views on Twitter, which is pretty rare. Fam, what's up? We got Stay True in here. All right, let me make this post real quick. youtube.com/Ricky Remedy. Sorry for the silence. I usually don't like to have silence during my my live streams. All right, here we are. Cool. Shout out to everybody liking the video so far. We're at 5 likes. Nice. Let's try to get to 20. You already know, man. 20 is the bare minimum for me. Yeah, let me show you actually the post that was doing pretty well on Twitter. Which is pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Be like, and I am titanium. Can I like? Yeah, let's make this bigger. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't flag me for that, like vocal at least, you know. Hey, yo, dubstep DJs be like, and I am titanium.
First, let me take a selfie.
Wait, hold on. Start it over.
Hey, yo, dubstep DJs be like, and I am titanium. First, let me take a selfie.
Which is funny because a lot of those sounds are like from my Remedy pack, which I think was a pretty good way of advertising it. But yeah, shout out to this guy because it's like I heard it and I knew pretty much for the most part exactly what he was going for. What's going on? We got Xerxes in the building. What's going on, my boy? But yeah, that was quite a funny post. It was a little difficult in the beginning. I was like, man, how am I going to go about this? I didn't think I was going to be able to make it happen, but I did it. But yeah. So yeah, it's been people have been responding pretty well to that on Twitter. I have realized that I have a lot of EDM Twitter following me. I think on Instagram it's kind of a bit of more of everything. It's a pretty general following, but definitely Twitter is EDM for sure. I have EDM Twitter on me for sure, without a doubt. So if I'm not posting anything EDM related, it probably won't hit. So I'm gonna try to remember that. Which my next post will be semi EDM. It looks like my chat is kind of lagging. It's a little annoying. But anyways, all right, let's get on today's subject, guys. Let's talk a little bit about the. Let's actually show you guys what I saw. Top talent agencies. I'll put music. Maybe it'll. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty much what I had seen. So I'll go ahead and make this to where y'all can see it. So yeah, I can definitely pretty much agree with this. We got WME, we have CAA, we have UTA, Paradigm, and I saw all these guys, which, you know, they pretty much run the game. And you know, a lot of these talent agencies, believe it or not, they work with artists big and small. You know, you don't actually have to be popping at all. I think that's where relationships really play a huge part, which, you know, same goes for basically the music, the record labels. You know, record labels pretty much, you know, you can get in and be signed and not really be super popping, but you basically knew the A&R up close, or you knew, you know, somebody really big. Frost Top is UTA, I believe. Yes. And so the thing is with most of these talent agencies, they are based out of LA. So if you're somebody who lives in Southern California, or just in California in general, if you live in, you know, San Fran or San Diego, or even Fresno, I don't know. But if you live in California in general, you have a huge advantage, big advantage, with just being able to rub elbows with the people at these agencies, because there's something about a personal relationship with these people that really play a huge role. And I know this because that's what I would do. I lived in California for a couple of years, and you know, it definitely helped a bit. But you know, relationships still were not as strong as they should have been. But that's beside the point. Let's talk a little bit more about, you know, just the longevity of it all. So it definitely helps, because like you say, Frost Top is out of California, so it definitely helps a lot if you have a management company, or not even, but just anybody that can really make things happen for you in the state of California or in LA. Now, some of these guys are in New York. Some of these guys are, you know, even in London, but for the most part, they're going to be here in the US, because usually US books there within their country, and then Europe books within their country as well, for, you know, work visa reasons, passport reasons, and just kind of region, you know, taxes and all that other stuff. So usually those things are pretty separate. So you're probably wondering, like, okay, cool, like, well, how does one get signed? Do I need to be popular? Do I have to be popping? Do I need to have a lot of followers? Do I need to have a viral song? And the answer to those is yes and no. There's all different. There's totally a bunch of different types of you know, criteria that need to be met for you to be taken seriously by these agencies. And I'll tell you basically how it worked out for me. So if there's anything that's super important to promoters, and not necessarily the agencies, but to the promoters, let's kind of dig back a bit, and let's kind of set our foundation of this all. I wish I had like a whiteboard or something. Is there like whiteboard app? I don't know. Online whiteboard? I don't know. Let me see if there's something like that. No, I don't know. I just want to kind of like draw like OneNote. Is it here OneNote? I have to sign in. I mean, is it actually on here? OneNote on Windows 10? Well, I'm just trying to like draw like kind of the example of what I'm talking about. So you guys can kind of understand this point that I'm making. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, this it's looking like it's a little too much. All right, you know what? Yeah, I don't know why I can't just do Microsoft Paint. Even then, okay, you know what? I'm sure you guys will understand what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to keep my thoughts organized here. Let me get this yerba sipped so I can get to it. All right, I'll just open Microsoft Paint. Paint. Boom. All right, how do I make the canvas bigger? Okay, so cool. All right, this works for me. This is I just needed something simple. I don't need all that extra. So okay, we have P for promoters, and then T for talent, TA for talent agencies. Okay, cool. So what's really important for promoters, for the most part, for somebody who's not with a talent agency, is basically tickets. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily be signed to a talent agency for you to guarantee ticket sales. It just definitely helps because usually a talent agency is going to have, you know, a bunch of, you know, a big roster here. Sorry for my horrible writing. Okay, but yeah, you're going to basically have a roster here. And so how do I make this very easy for you guys to understand? So the relationship between a talent agency and a promoter basically is super important for the simple fact that the handwriting is hard. Can't confirm. Yes. The relationship between a promoter and a talent agency is usually extremely solid for the simple fact that usually when somebody from their roster does well, then does well with ticket sales, obviously. So, you know, ticket sales from the roster, then basically at this point, you're going to continue to get booked by this promoter because the talent agency, regardless of who they book. So let's say they book RL Grime, okay, random, you know, I think he's with WME. I could be wrong though. But let's say he's RL Grime. He gets booked by the promoter and he completely sells out. He sells out. The promoter's happy. And then basically the talent agency says, okay, cool. Who can you bring back that we can guarantee some more sellouts? So regardless, even if it's not RL Grime, but if it's of the same talent agency, it's very likely that they're going to go ahead and book, you know, one of the other people from the roster just because the talent agency helped the promoter make their money. So there's several ways of doing this. So basically, they'll do, which in my case, this happened a lot. They would do, you know, package bookings where basically if RL Grime wanted to come back, they'll bring somebody else from the roster to hop on that show. So let's say now RL Grime comes back for a second time. It's a sellout once again, but he then brings somebody else from the roster. Let's say out, you know, somebody from Sable Valley or something. I don't know, like Johns or something. I don't know if he's at the same, but let's just say he's of the same agency. Then at this point, cool. It's a sellout because they both were there. Johns did a good job. He played a great set. People responded well to it. But however, it wasn't necessarily fully him that brought the tickets in. It was really because again, this goes back to the power that the talent agency has. You know, the talent agency has this power to be able to leverage their artists and their roster for more ticket sales. Because it's like, hey, well, you know, the artist doesn't necessarily have to be huge, but because he's part of this roster that has had artists that are huge or that have not even just huge, but just sell tickets. Tickets are extremely, 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 extremely important. for promoters, which is why you don't necessarily have to be signed to a talent. You can be independent, indie, and you can still sell tickets. But it's going to be a little bit harder for you to do that if, you know, in one region you might be more popular than you are in another. And this graph is absolutely horrible right now, but I'm going to kind of like make it all come around together. I just wanted to kind of organize it first. So for my case, a lot of the time I would get package deal where basically, I think it was when I was on tour with Zomboy. Zomboy was part of UTA. I was also on UTA. He was somebody who easily sold out shows. And so my agent was like, okay, well, we want to get Ricky in certain cities that he might have not been before, but we want to get him in front of people so that if he wants to come back on his own as a headliner, he already had his exposure in these cities. Now, this is where it doesn't matter how popular you may be online or how well you stream. However, that definitely helps. But let's just say I really wasn't streaming insanely well. I wasn't like over here 1 million streams per month on Spotify. I think I was maybe at about like 250, like 250,000, or maybe like 200,000, which is still very decent. But for you to be able to, you know, be part of sellout shows, if you're headlining, at least you need to be up there. So in my case, I was a package deal where they said, okay, we're going to bring Zomboy and he's going to bring the supporting talent, which I'm sure a lot of you guys already were aware of. But a lot of the time when these big acts are touring, you know, people will just be like, hey, well, if he comes to my city, maybe I can open up for him. Well, that's where the promoter basically makes the decision. Where did my mouse go? That's where the promoter basically makes the decision and says, hey, well, if the acts on the UTA roster or on the whatever roster are basically booked as a package deal, you know, at this point, this is what's going to help us keep the relationship with the talent agency. And the talent agency also wants to keep the relationship with the promoter. That's why it's arrow to arrow. It's not just like it's not a one-way relationship. It's very two-way. Promoters need the talent agencies so that they can guarantee ticket sales, and the talent agencies need the promoters so that they can guarantee exposure for the rest of their roster. So that's why it's the advantage that you have when you're with a talent agency is insane, and it's a huge, it's an amazing method for growth as an artist, because there's so many different metrics that you can grow by. There's so many different ways you can grow. You can grow through social media, which is basically what I'm really doing right now, focusing a lot on growing through the social media presence, just because that's kind of the world that we're in today, where you can, if you do it right, can achieve popularity in person through social media. You know, that's why Twitch streamers can set up a meetup, you know, in some random part of a city and have 1,000 people show up. And that is basically goes back to the true value to promoters, which is ticket sales. If you can pull a crowd of people and pull people, you can actually be independent and you can pull tickets. And then at that point, that relationship that you have with the promoter then kind of is the same as the one that they have with the talent agency. So it's got to be a two-way. It always needs to be a two-way relationship where the promoter and the independent artist basically benefit, because they know, okay, cool, this independent artist didn't need this roster, or didn't need to be part of a roster for them to, you know, be exposed. They already brought people in. You know, they don't have some bigger artist, you know, helping them, you know, basically piggybacking. Hopefully you guys can kind of understand what I'm talking about here. But yeah, ticket sales are the most important thing for promoters. They don't care how good of a DJ you are. They don't care how skilled you are. That's unfortunately not what they want. They have such a beautiful graphic. I think it's horrible, but I'm sure it makes you guys and hopefully it helps you. It was really to help organize my thoughts a little bit better. Cool. Sorry, I just had to read a text real quick. No, it's not horrible. It's amazing. All right, so let's talk a little bit. Let me open up another one. Can I open up two at once? Yes. Cool. And then we'll go back to that. So here's how you can basically get in the position of being on a roster. So usually in relationships with talent agencies, like I had said, it usually helps to be within the region of where these talent agencies are based. Like I said, a lot of the time they're in LA. I'd say about 80% of the time they're in LA, and then the rest of the 20% of the time they're in New York. So that's why a lot of the time when an artist has some good traction going on independently, they'll just, take a nice little trip to LA, which was in my case, or they'll take a nice little trip over to, to New York, and they'll have meetings and they'll talk and they'll basically say what they have coming up. Now, talent agencies, they value different things. They value, maybe I can actually just put a text here. Future situations, like upcoming projects, upcoming collabs, with bigger artists, and basically upcoming publicity. Oh gosh, that's great. No, redo. What do I redo? Why does it look like that? Damn. Okay, well, that's Microsoft Paint. So they really value what's going on in your future. How do I edit this? I don't understand how it's not letting me edit. Amazing. Okay. All right, you know what? Forget it. Forget this graphic, guys. I really botched that one. Well, I'm just trying to be, organized here. So okay, whatever. So talent agencies, whenever you're unsigned and you're not, really part of what they got going on, they're gonna value three main things. They're gonna value upcoming situations, future situations. Do you have any upcoming projects? Do you have any upcoming collaborations with bigger artists? Or not even necessarily bigger artists, but just artists that are popping or have traction as well. Or do you have any upcoming publicity, like whether it be maybe an interview or a write-up or something like, in a magazine or something, some type of publicity that's upcoming. And these are super, super important, and I'll explain that in just a second. Another thing that they really value is basically your already existing experience in the live music industry. Have you already played a few shows? Have you already, maybe toured independently? Have you already played a few shows in your state? That's one thing that they also value. Another thing that they value, which is not really super important, but is your relationship. Well, it is pretty important, but your relationship with other artists on their roster. So those are three main things. There are plenty of other things that they value, but I'd say those are the three biggest things that talent agencies are going to value from you. Man, we have real low view count today. I'm just looking at it now. We're 35 minutes in. We've only had 14 people come in. We only have 2 people watching. This is a slow stream today, guys. That's a shame. That's a shame. Confused screaming. Man, why do I even live stream, guys? It's a shame. It's a shame. It makes me very sad. What I'm taking away from this is to be friends with as many people as possible and hope. I'm a way to vote probably what others are doing. Is everybody voting on the same day? I didn't know that's what it was. I'm watching. What I'm thinking is be friends with as many people as possible. I'm hoping one of them is well connected. Yeah. It's good to be friends just in general. Just being a people person really helps. But you know, there's ways where you don't have to be like friends with everybody to still make it happen. You know, I think I'm one of those people. I'm not like I'm unintentionally unfriendly. Like I'm not like somebody who just doesn't like to be friendly, or I'm just like, you know, I'm just generally a shy person. So it's a little harder for me to make friends. Anyways, back to the subject. So part one, basically the reason why it's super important to have upcoming things is that for one, usually when you get booked for anything, it's usually far out. It's usually things don't come up. Usually, like if you know you get an offer, it's probably not going to happen for another 3 or 4 months. You know, very rarely will you get a booking that's going to happen in a few weeks. But a lot of the time, people and promoters are booking out up until, you know, let's say right now it's November. A lot of promoters are booking right now, February, March, and April. So usually helps for them to know what you have coming up, so that everything can kind of be simultaneous and everything is kind of all on the same, you know, ground of, okay, cool, what's next. And another big factor as to why it's really important to understand what your upcoming projects are. I'm wrapping up a day of Uber Eats, but happened to be parked eating lunch, figured I'd hop on it for a second. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Goddess Orange Heart Gaming. Thank you for taking your time. But yeah, just giving a little education lesson here, guys. A little lesson on, you know, the talent agencies and the music industry in the live business. So what's another really big reason that it's important is that to basically have upcoming projects, upcoming collaborations, or something, just big future situations, is that a lot of artists, big artists, I mean, all artists should definitely follow this formula where they are touring off a project. The name of the tour is basically the name of their EP, or the name of their album, or the name of their big single. That, in my opinion, is very it's one of the most important things, because everybody kind of has to be working in tandem. Everybody has to be working at the same time, and kind of so if there's something upcoming, there's some future project happening, then in that case you can have very cohesive branding. The branding is all going to make sense because you're branding it with your music, you're branding it with what you have coming up. So if you have a big song with a big artist coming up, once the song comes out and it's popping, people are going to want to come see you live to hear the song live. You know, there's something about hearing a big song or a very popular song live with the artist. Oh my God, that everyone worked. Yes. Thank you for that. For that everyone on you know. Thank you, Xerxes. Yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm trying to get the stream you know, a little popping for us, man, because, you know, we're all here on the same page. We all love the same things. We're all doing, you know, we're all into this. So thank you for that. And, you know, I think I'm providing a little value here. So it's really important to just have upcoming stuff. Thank you for everybody coming in and liking the video. It means a lot. Thank you. But yeah, so that's definitely something that they really look forward to, and they look for when you're talking with them, is that, okay, cool, what do you have coming up? And I know this because my agency at that time was bugging me all the time saying, what's coming up? What do you got coming up? What do you have coming up? What do you have coming up? Nobody else asked me that as much as my agency did. Not even the labels. You know, so it definitely helps to think ahead and understand what you have coming up, and whatever big stuff you do have. If you're sitting on a big record with somebody, you know, make it known to the agency and really set a day or a time that it's like, okay, cool, this is gonna be the summer jam or something of that sort. And basically any future publicity, because a lot of the time, what up drama, a lot of the time, everything is working in tandem, everything is working together. So if you have an EP coming out, you know, you're gonna get press for that. You're gonna be, you know, moving and touring off of this EP, and then basically whatever city you might be in, you're gonna get publicity, whether it be a radio interview, whether it be, you know, working with another artist out of there. It just usually helps to have that kind of publicity. What's up? We got TC Remix in here. What up, everybody? What up, chat? What up? So that's that's why it's super important to have future upcoming things. Which is where not necessarily having a bunch of friends plays the part. I think it's just having something that is big and going to be well promoted, and something that people are really wanting to come see in person and live. So part 2 is basically what was it? I think it was oh yeah, have you already previously toured? What is your experience like? Because then that basically plays a big part in that, like that when I showed you this one, the relationship between the promoter and the talent agency. That's super important, is that that relationship stays two-way and strong. Talent agencies very much value their relationships with the promoters and how well the artists on their roster treats them, how, you know, experienced they are. Are they just somebody who's never toured before, so they're gonna kind of be late, or they're gonna forget things, or they're gonna, you know, just kind of make the show not go as smoothly as it should. So that they, one, would never book that artist again because it was a bad experience for the promoters, or two, you know, it was just a bad experience in general, where, you know, even the artist is not going to want to go back and work with that promoter again. So usually it really helps for you to have a little bit of experience and understanding how this all works, so that nobody has a headache, nobody's dealing with no bullshit, everybody's just having a good smooth sailing. And people do get booked regardless, even if they didn't even sell out the show, even if the ticket sales weren't even amazing. They had a good relationship with the promoter. They made them feel good. They went to dinner with them and it was a good time. They showed respect. They didn't just stay at the hotel and not talk to the promoter at all. And then that's how you get booked more, just because you're a likable person, and the promoters, you know, which kind of goes back to what Xerxes is saying, is that it's good for you to make friends. But even then, just like make a good business relationship with these people where they want to book you again. And then that makes everybody happy. That makes the talent agency happy, and then it makes the promoter happy. It makes you happy, because now you're getting booked over and over again in these cities, and you can guarantee that to happen. So it definitely helps to have that show experience. And it also most certainly helps because you kind of have this way of, if the talent agency doesn't really make it happen for me, I can still kind of make it happen on my own. Because there's been a couple times where I've had a few show offers directly, or that I had a way of basically saying, hey, like this guy, I can tour with him. I'll present it to my agency, even if they're not part of the same roster, and the agency will still, you know, talk with that agency and be like, hey, okay, cool. Can we work something out? So it definitely helps to be able to understand and have that experience. So that's another thing that they value very much, because they don't want to be putting you out to these promoters and then making them look bad. So they'll usually ask, oh, well, you know, have you played before? Have you done this before? Or, you know, what is your... And sometimes they'll already know that. You know, if you have videos of you posted on your social media of you playing these shows prior, you know, whether it be a local show or a support, you're playing support for an artist you might have already collabed with, it helps tons. And then the third thing is basically, do you have any relationships with the artists on their roster? Which is kind of the same thing as how I was saying last week about the, like, you know, do you have a relationship with any of the people on the publishing roster or on the record label roster? Just because that they can put in a good word. And that's actually what helped me get signed to a talent agency, was my prior relationships with the people on their roster. They were putting in a good word for me. Big shout out to Bro Safari. Big shout out to Mayhem. Big shout out to, I think, Brills. There was a lot of artists for sure that really put in a good word for me, and that played a huge part in me getting signed. Xerxes wants to see if in the future we can get some CGI tutorials. Yeah, I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it in this room. Because anytime I open Blender, my GPU starts to work. Because right now my GPU isn't really doing too much work. But my GPU will start to work, and then it'll basically short out the room that I'm in, and basically the room will go completely black, and I won't be able to stream. The stream will literally cut. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do it in this room, which kind of sucks. We gotta figure that out. I need to get an electrician over here, but I don't know. The landlord isn't really the coolest person ever, so it is what it is. But maybe one day, maybe when I live in a different room or something. I don't know. Anywho. You can parsec into my PC if you need. Just shoot me the blend files. I think we can probably do that. I don't know. But yeah, we're definitely not right now. Maybe sometime in the future for sure. So, anyways, remote desktop. Yeah, I figured. So anyway, let me kind of give my story on how I got signed to UTA, which I, unfortunately, am no longer with UTA. I haven't been with them for a few years now. But, it is what it is. Things come and go. But here's the beginning of it all. So, my first show, obviously I was independent at the time. I had no agency. It was through a good friend of mine, Paul Campbell. Not sure if you guys might know who he is, but he's a pretty known, mogul, manager, promoter. He's done many things in the entertainment industry. Palm Beach legend. Is he from Palm Beach? Thought he was from Broward. Huh. But yes, Paul Campbell. He played a huge part in my first show. Absolutely, probably the biggest role into getting me the exposure that I was looking for in the beginning. So a friend of mine basically called me because this is when I had started. It was around 2013. I started really focusing on EDM music. 'Cause before I was really just mostly doing hip hop and stuff, and I'd already produced for pretty big names. So that definitely helped too. And so my friend, once I started, doing more EDM and, bass music stuff, he had, I believe he had already been filming for Paul's, which was Committee. The name of the promotion company was called Committee. He was already shooting videos for Committee, and he already kind of had a relationship with Paul. And so he was also a huge fan of just, electronic music. I was very, very new in the electronic music space. I didn't even know more than 10 artists in the electronic space. It was kind of insane. Now I know hundreds and hundreds of them, obviously. And when I say no, I'm not saying no personally. I'm saying just the names of artists. I would go to these, raves and just hear the songs and not know who made them or not know them, not know anything. I'm just listening. Cool. Wow. Awesome. Okay. Whatever. So he kind of was a nice help for me to kind of help me recognize the community of electronic music. So he went to Paul and he said, "Yo, I need you to check this guy out. He has produced for big artists before, but he's moving on to do some more EDM stuff. And he would like to start playing shows soon." And Committee had, big shows. They would play at Club Cinema, which Club Cinema was a huge, I think it was a 4,000 or 3,500 cap room. It's no longer around, which is very sad. It was one of the most legendary spots out here in South Florida. And it's not here anymore. But my first show was thanks to Paul Campbell, because Paul Campbell listened to my stuff and he heard the potential, I suppose, and he said, "Dude, this is insane. This guy is next. This guy is next," which is crazy because I didn't even think I was that good. I listened back and I'm like, really? It's pretty surprising he took a chance on me. But he did. He took a chance. And he gave me my first show. And my first show was opening for Porter Robinson. It was a sellout show. So my first show, I'm very grateful and very, very blessed that my first show was a sellout show. So I'm playing in front of thousands of people and gaining that exposure And so finally, once that happened, I had good footage. I had people basically seeing, how well which my first show wasn't too horrible. I think I did a pretty good job, with the crowd. The videos are great. If I think maybe let me actually see. Let's show you guys. This goes back to the history lesson. Ricky Remedy Club Cinema. There it is, Porter Robinson. With this old song too. So yeah, 8 years ago, December 21st, 2013. So this is about 2 months after the show. Let's see. There it is. Remedy. Look at my look at my logo, guys. So Porter Robinson, Chris E. Remedy, Moonstars on Broadway, Chaos, Foster's Inc. What a logo. Yeah, it's pretty ugly. But yeah, so this was November 27th. So wow, it's actually we're getting close. We're getting close to the 9-year mark since my first show. Super old song. But yeah, this place was big. This place was huge. Yeah, this is during... So I think actually you can even see we got a Remedy... We got a couple Remedy merch guys in there, which is pretty cool. I was very prepared. That place looked packed. I was really prepared for sure. Like my manager made sure that we had all the merch ready to go prior to the show. A lot of people that we knew that were already coming to this show, we would give them the shirts. We give them free merch. We spent that bread. 2022 merch drop when probably not 2022. I just simply cannot afford it right now. But yeah, my manager at the time, he had a pretty good amount of money to just, blow. So we got, I think, like 100 shirts, and just anybody that we knew that was going to go to the show, we would say, hey, wear this to the show. Just to really show like the support for me as compared to other artists, which Paul loved. Paul was like, dude, I already love your existing following right now. So yeah, it's a lot of people, and the crowd was good. Yeah, this is during my set. Hands were up, everything was good. Show me. This fucking song is so funny to me. But yeah, they're going crazy. You see this? They're going crazy for my first show. So that was amazing. Like this right here is golden. This content right here is golden for promoters, for agencies. This is golden. How old was I? Let's do the math here. If this was 9 years ago, I was, I think, 21. I think I was about 21 years old. December 21st. Yeah, I think I was 20. I was either 20 or 21. I'm pretty sure I was 21. I don't know, 20 or 21. The good old days. Yes, the very good old days. But this is just, I'm only showing this, obviously, great nostalgia and everything, but this shows how important and how huge a part this played for me being able to play more shows and get more people and get these agencies to even want to work with me, because they're seeing this. This goes back to the whole diagram here that I have, where promoters and talent agencies kind of have this like relationship where if you can sell tickets or whatever. But I was independent at the time, and I was basically going straight to the promoter, and which was the promoter was Paul, and he saw the value in it before anything. So yeah, as you can see, the crowd was loving it. This is all during me right here. This is during my set. And then when Porter came on, they turned all the lights on. As you can tell, it's still pretty dark. This is when Porter came on. Which, I think the energy was matched. So 21st is your birthday? No. My birthday is July 2nd. So I don't know. It's probably like 20 or 21. Well, I don't know, something like that. So yeah, that was my first show, and that piece of content right there, that's another thing we were really prepared for. We made sure we had somebody who was able to capture this, which is very, very important as well. So I'd like to say I had all three main things for getting a talent agency to want to even work with me checked off, which is basically I had upcoming stuff, which is basically I had the Bro Safari collab. I had this EP with Matt Decent coming up. I had, I had and all the Floss stuff, all the stuff with Floss, like the upcoming stuff with Floss too. Played a huge part. So I had that checked off. Second thing was basically my already prior experience of playing shows right here, and like this basically the content shows that they showed, it basically showed that I was able to have fun with the crowd and make it happen, and and like make the promoter happy. And then third, basically having the relationship with people like Mayhem and Bro Safari, who also obviously saw this content. So this is golden right here. This is the best thing that you guys want. So if you ever have a situation where you can open up for somebody that already is selling out the show, like obviously it's Porter Robinson. Porter Robinson, even at that time, easily sold out shows. He was a huge artist. So that's big for you. When you're coming up, of course, if you're already established, then it's like, hey, well, you've already been doing this for a while, so why does it matter? So just wanted to show you guys that. It's a beautiful thing. Never seen a more beautiful thing. So anyway, because of that, that really helped a lot. So that video itself helped me get more local shows, helped me get more stuff, and when I say local, I mean statewide. Florida is a pretty big state, so it definitely helped me get more. Actually, it helped me. Oh, wow! Actually, I forgot. I should probably show you guys this as well. Ricky Remedy Life in Color. This was my second show.
Millions find
also,
a low-cost health plan at health.
Also ran by Mr. Paul Campbell, who he sold Life in Color. It actually was called Dayglow at the time, and he sold it, and then they renamed it to Life in Color. And that's why he is, multi-millionaire. But yeah, look at little Ricky, guys. Look at little Ricky, y'all. Oh man. Little Ricky. Dude, my first, yeah, dude. And that's Paul, I believe, right there too. So this goes to show how personal a relationship I had with Paul, and with somebody who basically helped a huge, basically helped my live show career. Because even before this, I was working with like Travis Scott and French Montana and like Diddy and all these bigger guys in the music side of things. But when I came to the live show stuff, I really wasn't, I had to start there now. I had to start to tackle that area. And what better way than to go to somebody who he at this time was one of the biggest guys in South Florida doing his thing, because he had the biggest, promotion company in the area. So it was honestly amazing that he even believed in me in the first place. So this is another piece of golden content for the promoters and other artists that are on these talent agencies roster. Peace, love, unity, and remedy. Oh my gosh, Plur. That was kind of corny, I'm not gonna lie. Bro, this is crazy, bro. I was such a baby, dog. Look at me, bro. Oh my god. Bro, this is too funny. I don't know how I've never showed this on stream. Bro, but look at this crowd, bro. Like, that's my second show, bro. Like, this was monumental. Did you drop CBAT in the set? I honestly didn't even really like know about that song when it came out. I was honestly dropping a lot of like Big Room House. Big Room House was my shit at that time. I would drop trap for sure, but like it was like a Big Room House like trap set basically. Cause I generally just love that kind of stuff. It was hype as fuck. And this is the days before headbanging too. Actually, if you think about it, these are the days before headbanging. Nobody would headbang. I was actually the first to do that shit. Legit. I sound like Soulja Boy right now, but I remember I was in OC. I played at the Yoast in 2015, and I ran out and I just started headbanging on the stage, and I was the only one doing it. Nobody else was doing it with me. And that became my thing. Like towards the end of my shows, I would come out and headbang, and then I'd say in 2015 or 2016, late 2016, early 2017 is when headbanging became a thing. But this is the days before headbanging, so everybody was just mostly like hands up and like, you know, claps and stuff like that. They weren't, you know. But look, look at that, bro. That was my favorite part. Do y'all see that, bro? Bro, do y'all see that, bro? That is porn for promoters. That is porn for talent agencies, bro. They see that and they're like, we need him. Now I can't do that to save my life. That's the funny thing. I literally cannot do that anymore. Those days are over. You know, things have to come to an end sometimes. But bro, like, do y'all see that? Do y'all see that wave, bro? Do you see this crowd? And I had a sunset. Set. Now the only difference here is that it was cloudy, so you couldn't see the sunset. But I literally, can you believe that time frame, bro? I had a 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. set, and at the time it was in December, so this is when the sun would start to go down pretty early in the day. So can you believe that shit, bro? This was a huge play, but like, bro, this is so long ago. It's not like I can like show promoters this now. They'll be like, bro, this is old as hell. This is from 9 years ago. Bro, do you see this? Look at my head. Bruh. If you pulled up to Miami to play somewhere, you know I'm out there. Thank you, appreciate it. I mean, I've been playing in Miami the past few times. I posted on Saturday and nobody came. I played for nobody. So I don't know. I posted on my story. Yeah, I was in South Beach last weekend. Not the weekend that just passed, but the weekend before, Halloween weekend. Bro, it's I'm not relevant in this space anymore. I might be relevant maybe on social media, but this is just not, you know, that's done. That's done. Maybe in a few years, but right now that's done. If I can get there on time, I'd be there too, but I'm kind of running tight right now. You're fine, bro. You're not you are not obligated at all. Oh, I played my first set on Halloween weekend. Oh, well, you're good. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying that, like, I can't do this no more. Like, this is like I can't do that no more. It sucks, man, but it's like, you know, at least I did it. At least I can show y'all this. At least like I was able to witness this for myself and like actually like experience it. Not witness it, but experience it. So basically this and the last show that I showed you guys, these two videos right here were the was the foundation for me being able to play, you know, in Tampa, you know, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee. Actually, another one was Spring Weekend. It was another festival that I was able to play. And people just saw this and they're like, "Yo, Ricky's killing it, Ricky," you know, and like everybody kind of knows each other. All these promoters, you know, within South Florida, not South, just Florida in general, they all pretty much kind of know each other. It's not necessarily competition because they're not in the same city. You know, being in the same state is not the same as being in the same city. So a lot of these top promoters all know each other and they're all kind of like talking about, yo, what's Ricky got going on? What's Ricky got going on? Da da da. So I was able to just be on on statewide circuits for a whole year, and so that was how I would get more content of me playing shows like these. And I would go to my talent agency about a year and a half later. What would be the best way to go about reigniting the hype you got on festivals like this again? Times were changing, so I can't really say I have a definite answer. But it's just to basically have a viral song. Having a viral song, because then at that point, then, you know, you have a popularity that other let's put it this way. What's his name? Acraze? I don't know how to pronounce it. He says it's Acraze or Acraze. Even though I think it's Acraze, it should be probably Acraze. It probably sounds a little better on the tongue, but like Acraze. With Do It To It. It's like, look, it's like, come on, like there's no other way around it. If you have a big viral song, you're gonna be doing exactly this. You know, he played in France for I think 18,000 people or like 20,000 people. So that's the best way to do it is have a viral song. Just have a big song. And the best way to do it is just keep trying. Just keep putting stuff out and hopefully one of those, you know, hits. Because then at that point, once you have a big song, then other bigger artists are going to want to work with you and be a part of the hype that you already have. And then, yeah. How does virality translate into longevity? It translates by you having the knowledge of basically capitalizing on situations that have longevity. Getting your foot in the door is step one. And having a viral song is basically your foot in the door. Now, how you continue to step through that door is up to you. If you're somebody that wants to continue to ride on your virality and basically ride on that, which you can, but if you don't have any type of solid plans to continue to capitalize on that, then, you know, it's literally just, you're not going to have that longevity. I would like to say I would know exactly how to do that because I had longevity. I had a decent amount of longevity before I've never had a viral song. I've never had a viral song. I'd say I've had popular songs or I've had songs that were played out a lot at festivals, but I've never had a song that was bigger than the community of EDM ever, you know. And because let's be honest, normal people who don't go to EDM shows or listen to EDM regularly knew the Do It To It song. So the best way that it translates is if you, one, have already had experience of understanding longevity, or two, you understand that the opportunities that come from the virality, how you treat those situations and how you capitalize on those opportunities, basically, you know, classifies if you're gonna be around for a while. So yeah, I'd say that's probably the best thing. Which is why I'm so focused on making these, you know, short form content that has the ability to go viral. You have a much better chance of you going viral with a small video or a small, these TikToks or these reels that I've been posting, and those going off with whatever music is in it, and then you can release it at that time because it's already kind of on a roll, rather than people just discovering the song on their own and then putting it in their own content, which that is one way of doing it, but you gotta have to just kind of feed everybody a bunch of different songs and kind of see what is going on. That's why I have so many unreleased songs. That's why if you go through my reels, every reel is a different song. It's not me promoting the same song over and over and over and over again. It's me kind of just seeing what hits and seeing what's going on. And so far what has hit is this reggaeton song, which, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really want to be known for that. But if it keeps hitting, I'm going to have to, go that route. Yeah, so it's as much as I would love to just get back out there and what you guys are seeing there, as much as I would love to, I just can't do it. That's just not that's not where I'm at in my career. Things come and go. And another big thing too is that if you're fresh talent, it's way easier to achieve this than if you're somebody like myself who has already done it. Fresh talent, people love it. People love new. I am considered old. This Ricky Remedy, people consider me as, old. It's been past. People don't really they whenever they associate this name, they associate with back then. They don't associate it with now, which is why usually it helps to have a new name, start a new project. But I think in my case, I don't think I ever really got big enough to where I have to actually change my name completely. How do you feel about the EDM community in totality? Do you find yourself outgrowing it? Do you really want to break into mainstream EDM again? Just curious. How do I feel about the EDM community? Well, it's ever changing. It's definitely a community that is constantly changing, constantly following trends, and I think the trends are now actually getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So I think the problem is that it's really hard to achieve a longevity if you're somebody like myself who I can't really make trap music as much as I would like to, just because it's just not a genre people want to hear. They just simply don't want to hear that genre. I'm not outgrowing it at all. As a matter of fact, I think I'm growing into it even more than I was back in 2020. I'd say in 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021, early 2021, I didn't really care about EDM at all. I was kind of just and I think a big reason for that is just because nobody was playing shows anymore. So people didn't really want to listen to EDM like that because you're not going to shows. That's the best place to listen to these types of songs. But the community right now is growing a lot, and I'm hearing a lot of very interesting things. And plus, the hip hop game it's just getting so boring right now. So I'm definitely very interested right now in EDM. Actually, do I want to really break into mainstream EDM? Absolutely. Because I actually love making mainstream music. I'm actually somebody who enjoys making the things that everybody is into. Just not because I want the attention or just because I just want to follow what everybody's doing, but usually if a lot of people all like something, there's an element to it. It's like being just part of the conversation. And I really love being part of the conversation just because I have a very open mind. I have an open mind to understand why people that I just don't know, why they all can agree on something, which is basically them agreeing on a song being good or an artist being good. And I really am interested in, exploring that. So I've always loved making mainstream music, even if it's not EDM. I just love mainstream stuff because it's I don't know, there's just something about it. I don't know, maybe I do like the attention. I don't know. I just don't know. I just genuinely like to make that kind of stuff. So yes, I would absolutely love to break into it. Just simply because, I want to be a part of the conversation. And yeah, so basically once I started touring, all throughout the state, that's what helped me get my show experience, being able to play for shows and for promoters and kind of having these relationships with the promoters. And then when artists would come down like Floss or like Mayhem, Bro Safari, people who have already sent music to and have been fans of, and I played their music in my shows and stuff. Usually people's music I played, I was fans of. Obviously, that's kind of how everybody is. If you play their music, it's very likely that you're a fan of their music as well. So I would reach out to Bro Safari to get maybe some more music from him. I would send him my music, and eventually we would collaborate. Same thing with Mayhem. We would eventually collaborate. Heroes and Villains. Lots of the Heroes and Villains actually was also part of UTA as well. What about the beatmaker producer route? Are you chasing placements? Currently, I am not chasing placements, just because the amount of time that it takes to just do that. I'm really just wanting to get back out there. I want to get back out there. I want to go back out there. Just because I feel like I fit just that world of like experimental music that isn't necessarily your conventional rapper getting on a song or singer getting on a song. Even though like I still do it, I still get in the studio with some songwriters sometimes. Like I'll get in with Shane and MSJ and those guys, who are in that realm. But that just takes a lot of time. It really takes your time out. And I think what I'm just super focused on is just my artist career, being an artist, because I think you get a lot more respect and you have more longevity, you have more leverage when you're an artist of this caliber and doing what I'm doing right there. When you're doing what I'm doing right there, then there's this respect that you get, and that you're able to get in these rooms and get in the studio with these people just because you are doing that. Not because of how ill your music is and who you know. It's because you're doing that. And this type of content right here is basically, stuff that people like to see. They just like to see people killing it. So I kind of just want to get back on this kind of route of things. And like I said, is basically trying to go viral, even though that's like playing the lottery. But I know for a fact that my content is viral worthy. I know that a lot of the stuff that I post has potential for it just going off. I put out quality stuff, musically, and just the way that I put it. I think I put out pretty quality content. And I know this also because ever since I've gone viral on that one video that I showed you guys a couple weeks ago, a lot of people have been digging back into my other pieces of content. They've been loving it. It's not just this one video did go viral, but it's kind of having a chain reaction. Everybody's kind of checking everything else that I do and they're loving it. So the content is not the problem. I think it's just one day the algorithm is just gonna because that's really how it is, man. It's actually kind of wild how the algorithm truly picks and chooses what just goes out. The quality does not matter. And I'm just really, I feel like I can have that moment at any time, as long as I just keep going. It's the same way that the Meg Thee Stallion thing just happened out of nowhere. I see Crank That pumping out the viral worthy content you're talking about. Exactly. Now here's the thing. He has a much higher likeliness of his stuff going viral because he already has a very strong following. He has over 120, I don't know, let me see, like 125,000 followers compared to my 18,000 followers, which 18 is still pretty good, but the algorithm isn't pushing like that. They're usually pushing for people who pretty much already have it. Let's see, Crank That is at a cool 139,000 followers and verified, of course, too. So, he definitely has a big, he has leverage for sure. So if he were to post literally the exact same thing that I'm posting, those would do just as well as what he's posting. So yeah, he has Ground Pound, which is making its round. Oh, I actually don't know that song. Maybe I'll check it out. Oh, raining. So yeah, That's I don't know. The Meg Thee Stallion thing that happened, my last platinum record, which was quite some time ago, just fell out of the sky. It just fell out of the sky. Just happened out of nowhere. I didn't see it coming. I did not see it coming, and it was one of my biggest pieces of success I've ever had in my entire career. Getting a platinum record, winning an American Music Award, getting a song with one of the biggest artists in the rap game. One of them, not the biggest, but one of them. Came out of nowhere, just happened. So this is a situation where if I just continue and heighten the likeliness of these things just happening, I'm gonna do it, you know. And I know too many artists. Perfect example, Mr. Jaleel. You know, if you guys don't know, let's show you guys where he's at. Jaleel, yeah. Don't Stop was the name of the song. Yeah, Jaleel is at 1.9 followers, 1.9 million followers, and 73.3 million likes. And I was working with him when he had none of it. I actually was with him when he first started his TikTok about a year and a half ago. So this guy just dancing. Which his numbers have been kind of lowering a bit, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's just because he's been promoting like a whole lot of his music. But yeah, like he would easily get millions of views, you know, like yeah, right around here is where he was just going crazy. You know, 9.1 mil, 1.6, 1.9, 5, you know, just going crazy. 4.4 mil, 6.8 mil, you know, his numbers were insane. But it's because he was just going viral. He just started posting stuff and it would just go viral. I can't go back because he actually had to remake his page because he got deleted. So you can't go back to how it all started. But yeah, as you can see, what the heck? The dude got long ass arms. So yeah, you know, things just happen, man, and I know if I just keep at it, it's gonna happen. So and then yeah, so basically I got signed to UTA in 2015. It was actually Circle Talent Agency at the time, so it was CTA. And I would tour with Mayhem. My first tour ever was with Mayhem. My first out-of-state show was in Minneapolis at the Loft, which rare, you saw me. Just checked out Don't Stop, and oh my fucking god, it has Ricky Remedy written all over it. Banger. Yeah, man. Exactly. Things just happen out of nowhere, bro. So yeah, my first tour was with Mayhem, and that was through UTA, you know, and then I did a few shows, just smaller shows, you know, out of state. Oh, and then Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls had a Midwest tour, and I was support because Bear Grylls was on UTA, and they said, okay, we're gonna bring Ricky Remedy on that as well. So that's exactly what happened. That's how I got my Midwest fan base. And then after that, I would do a lot of stuff with Party Thieves. Party Thieves was also part of UTA, and I was the package deal with Mr. Party Thieves. You know, whenever he would play a show, I would very likely play the show with him as well. And there were a few shows too that I would get. I just realized. Oh. Ricky Remedy Party Thieves 2023. Probably not, man. He's not really like into it right now. I think he's got a job. I think he's like kind of like just like set it on the back burner. But hey, if I get a viral moment, you know, hey shit, I'll bring him on tour or something. Yeah, so because then there's people like what's his name? Austin Mills. Austin Mills Instagram. He's somebody who basically is going crazy as well on Instagram, having basically a bunch of viral, you know, reels. You know, he averages at like, you know, a few 100,000 plays. You know, he's got one here, 3.1, and all he's doing is just basically making a bunch of little short remixes of songs, him playing on the pad, and then now he's able to play shows. You know, he played at the Roxy. you know. So that's just basically kind of the route that I'm going. This is just the route that I'm at right now, you know. So the route that I took before may still work for you, you know, if you basically go straight to a promoter and you're making music that is just undeniably forward thinking, but also like what people are looking for. Because I was making trap pretty early on still. This was in 2013. Trap was around since 2010, 2011, but it really started gaining major popularity in 2014 and 15. So I was kind of still ahead of the curve. And yeah, guys, you know. So, and he's very consistent, you know, he posts every day. But it's easy, you know, it's easier for him to do that. He just makes a short song and then, but look at, you know, some of these got smaller amount of plays, you know. Whenever he's promoting a song, he doesn't get as many views. And that's something that I've realized. I'm like, I gotta stop promoting music. I gotta stop putting it up and promoting it. I just need to just make bite-sized content. And then if the song does well, or the video does well, and the people really want the song, cool, I'll put it out then. Some of these got pretty good plays too, but not nearly as much as the ones that he has now, you know. This is like, these are in like 10K, 30K, 50K range. Not compared to his like constant millions that he's getting now these days. So, and that's what it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes is like once you get like a really big one, then all the other posts just keep following and keep following. You grow, and then you know, you then have leverage to go to these agencies or go to these management companies or whatever, and that's where relationships start to build. Which is basically how I got my situation, you know, how I was able to be signed to an agency. If you guys are in here already, like the video. We're at 17 likes. Let's try to get to 20. If you haven't already liked the video, like that video, like this video, like this video. I gotta call this an early stream soon just because I have a session that I gotta be at and I have quite a drive ahead of me. I might have to ask him if maybe we can move it to another day because the rain is pretty bad. We got a tropical storm. But yeah, so gonna finish up this. Someone downstairs is making bacon. That's all I smell is bacon. But yeah, let me actually play we're storming here in the Bay Area. Like, yeah, that's actually very interesting. I saw like California is actually going through some storms right now. Let's listen to this again. Actually, that's the old one. Let me go to the new one.
You know what's going down when I hit your line. Shit, we do this all the time. Might as well be mine. Might as well be mine. Might as well be mine. Hey, you might as well be mine. Hey. You know you mine. Yeah, I love the way you ride. Yeah, I love the way you ride it, baby. You got me addicted, so it's hard to spend my time away from you. Ay, it's hard to spend my time away. Won't you come and make my day? Move that back, move that back. Yeah, you fine like fine wine. With you, I ain't wasting no time. You know what's going down when I hit your line. Shit, we do this all the time. Might as well be mine. Might as well be mine. Might as well be mine.
Speaking of Drake, how did y'all feel about the Drake and 21 album? Has anybody heard it? Anybody heard the Drake and 21 Savage album? I want to hear what you guys think about it before I tell y'all. Who has heard it? Who has heard it? Or at least some of it, even if it was just some of it. Get rid of this diagram. You mean Drake album featuring 21? Yeah, that's a great way to put it. How does everybody feel about it? I'm scared. Why are you scared? Who just subscribed? I can't really see. Thank you. Oh, KFN SSJ4. Shout out. I haven't listened to it. Yo, where can I send my music for you to review? You can go to my Discord, ricky-remedy.com/discord. And then once you go to the Discord, I'm gonna bring you to the welcome page. Woohoo, welcome. You're gonna go to get roles, and you're gonna press this little light bulb here just so you can have access to the music feedback page, which will be scrolling down here. Scroll down, and then you'll go to track feedback. And then once you do that, you go ahead and share it there. But I do reviews on Thursdays, so if you can come back, you can send it now, but come back Thursday, and I'll give you the review. But today is just kind of more of a discussion day, and I'm actually about to be getting off here soon. So, but shout out, thank you for coming through though. But yeah, just send everything through Discord. Awesome, thank you. You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. But yeah, guys. So haven't had the chance to peep yet. Well, it's pretty cool. It's not horrible, but I'm not a big fan of the production. It seems very lackluster production wise. Some songs in there are pretty cool. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad. You know, it's not like I'm like, wow, because I've actually heard it twice already. It's cool, but you know, one of my favorite songs for sure is On BS. That beat is crazy. I wish I could play it now, but I will get flagged so quickly. But all right, so I think I'm gonna get out of here in like maybe about 5 minutes, because I have to finish editing this video I'm gonna post. And then I gotta get to the session. I love how people are asking like where they can find that what I posted on Twitter today, like as if it's a song. Like that's actually not a song. Like I just edited over his voice. Damn, did EDC Orlando get canceled? No. Weather update. I don't know, let's see. Let's check their story. No, they're looking like they're still good. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you Thursday. I'm gonna get out of here. Looks like everybody's done for the day. Shout out to everybody coming through for my long and boring talk about agencies. Maybe next week I'll come up with something a lot more interesting to talk about. Much love. Shout out to y'all, and I'll see y'all Thursday.